claimed the orb. Your team claimed the orb. Death Vortex approaching. Round one. Three, two, one, fight! Enemy team won the orb. The Death Vortex is incoming. Your team won the orb. Your team claimed the orb. Enemy team won the orb. Victory. approaching. Round one. team claimed the orb. Your team claimed the orb. Your team claimed the orb. Death vortex incoming. Enemy team won the orb. Your team claimed the orb. Your team claimed the orb. Round one. Three, two, one, fight. Enemy team claimed the orb. Enemy team claimed the orb. Enemy team claimed the orb. Death vortex approaching. Your team won the orb. Enemy team won the orb. team won the orb. Enemy team claimed the orb. The death vortex is incoming. Your team won the orb. Round one. Three, two, one, fight. Enemy team won the orb. Enemy team won the orb. Victory.
about those kind of comments. The $1 billion in the bank. So lots of people call Star Citizen a $1 billion game. There has been $1 billion that has been put into this game. And what we have gotten back is not necessarily representative of that $1 billion. And that's why this Squadron 42 event and all of these things around Squadron 42 are really, really, a lot of people are excited, nervous, worried, concerned, like all sorts of emotions, because that's where the $1 billion went. So is that, that's where a percentage of that $1 billion went. I think a lot of the crazy tech that Star Citizen has is where the $1 billion went as well, right? Nobody would invest the time and money to take CryEngine and make it do this. CIG did. Saying a percentage cryptically is pointless, right? We don't know. So when people say, like, here's what I want to give, is it's this I must defend because the comment is wrong.
Your team claimed the
Yes,
orb.
they do not have $1 billion in the bank. So there's like a term for this where like you focus specifically on that and not like the context of the comment, right? Is players are allowed to be unhappy with the product they've been delivered, especially for the price that CIG is requesting that you pay for some of these things, right? And the amount of money they've been given is the product should be better. That is the criticism. The criticism isn't they have $1 billion in the bank. The criticism isn't it's a $1 billion game. The criticism is, wow, I thought it would have been better. And I can't imagine, like, again, if we pulled Subliminal, if we pulled any White Knight, any fucking White Knight 5 years ago, and we told them this is all you have, 5 years from now, they would say bullshit. They would say bullshit. We're going to have this. CIG said they're going to do this. CIG said they're going to do that. Be honest with yourself then. You know that the product is less, it has delivered less than what you expected. That is what that comment is about, right? And listen, I'm not going to defend Greasy here. I think Greasy is a clown, and I can't stand, like, the fact that, like, he takes everything, he takes out of context clips, posts them on Twitter, and tries to get people to hate you, right? This isn't a Greasy defending thing, but at the same time, he is absolutely within his right to do whatever the fuck he wants with people's comments on the internet. When you say stupid shit, you get stupid prizes, right? I've said stupid shit, and I've deserved stupid prizes, and I got them, largely because of Greasy's Twitter account.
And Elliot's behavior. Yeah, the way Jared was kind of take a step back.
Enemy team won.
Okay. And he didn't open it up well. He could have explained better what people were looking at.
There you go.
And then like they're tone deaf because they're showing you like, hey, look at how the game is running. Like in this dope, and then the viewers who are ignorant. I'm sorry, like I'm not pulling any punches. I don't care if you're my grandmother.
Your team claimed the orb.
Welcome to the stream. The viewers who are ignorant don't like understand that you're just looking at the bugs that the game has. They made it through. I had a fucking blast playing it, and it was a far worse experience.
Okay, I don't think this comment is that bad, because I do think a lot of the viewers were ignorant. Like they're like surprised that there were bugs there.
Victory.
But again, context. CIG devs have come to Twitch streams, YouTube videos, Reddit comments, their own content, and have blamed the servers for the lack of performance. Elliot yesterday did it. Elliot did it yesterday in a very like loose way, where it's like we fixed it internally, but it doesn't work at scale. There's a comment on Reddit about like that he said that specifically. It's like we fixed something, but it doesn't work at scale, which is like blaming the servers. So again, CIG sets the expectations of these backers. These backers aren't ignorant. They're believing CIG in a lot of cases. Well, they may be ignorant, yes, but the context is set by the company in a lot of these cases, right? So blame's on both, not these ignorant backers alone.
Than what they've experienced. Like, I wish I could play like that. So yeah, I get why they're sitting there saying like, hey, like, check this out. Like, this is how we expect it to run. And everybody's just like, okay, well, you had this bug and you had that bug. Oh, that has nothing to do with this. We're
like, dude, I don't know about you. Everything that I watched, like, I don't know what experience he's having. Everything that I watched was nearly identical to the experience that I had on the PTU. There was one difference. The Gatling gun fired at them. That was the only thing that they had that differed from my experience playing Siege. The Gatling gun fired. That was it. No, like, and they had some pretty nice frame rates at moments, but it was like they had a really nice frame rate for like 3 to 5 seconds, and then you could see it go down, which I think today's PTU might have addressed.
Here to sit here and watch the people who design the missions play their mission live on whatever current build they have. Don't blame us. No, fuck that. The viewers didn't throw Ali under the bus. Man, there's no reason to throw. Okay.
So Greasy is again trying to get him to make a comment, to throw Jared under the bus so he can make a tweet about it, right? I think that's what's happening here. But what he gets is so much better. I can't wait till you see some of these clips.
One,
this is
yeah,
so funny.
cool. So that's what the outrage is over Jared kind of throwing him under the bus?
Yes. People didn't care that much about the stream. They cared about the way, like, Ali was presented, the way Ali handled himself. A lot of people are talking more about, like, this was, and the fact that, like, we haven't had video content in a month, and this is what you gave us. You know, shit like that.
I don't really care. I just don't care. That's between him and Jared. Yeah.
Honestly, based. Probably the most base take on it. Don't care. That's for those two dudes to figure out themselves. I don't remember hearing this part. That's actually fucking based, and that's how this probably should have been handled. The problem here is it's public. The whole thing was public. And what did Jared do? Why was the live stream not on a day that it normally is? Jared's in Vegas getting married, right? So he has like real life things going on. But what would I expect if I was in Ollie's situation? For there be a Spectrum, Reddit, or Twitter post from Jared apologizing for the way the stream went and the way it was handled at the end. Or, you know what? Fuck it. I would be fine with like a personal one, because that's me. But the way the community is going on about it, I do think there needed to be something public, and it's too late now. Because he's already posted on Twitter 50 fucking times about everything else. So if you're not gonna, if you haven't done it yet, you're not gonna do it, right? So I think that's sort of probably what would have happened. But again, that's that really is. I think this take was pretty base.
Like, I don't think. Here's my opinion. Jared just doesn't know. He didn't expect people to be angry. People are angry.
Nah, he did. He knew this was a bad idea, 100%. That's why he's never does it.
Let me show you what the fuck people are angry with. They're angry with these ignorant ass subreddit posts that's supposed to clarify and tell me why everybody's angry. Right?
Oh my God, is he really? Okay. I listened, but I didn't catch this either. So this is actually news to me. He brings up the post that shows every bug in every spot that they went through and how many issues are actually in the game. that don't ever get fixed. This isn't ignorance. This is frustration. Okay.
Right? All you do is list off a bunch of fucking bugs that don't have shit to do with the mission design. No.
What?
Enemy team claimed the orb.
Subtitles being insane has to do with the mission design. NPCs being horrible has to do with the mission design. I'm reading some of the other stuff. Animations have to do with the missions. UI issues, inventory issues, they're all related. And so when you're a dev and you make like content, you could point out these as like priorities to fix so the content is enjoyable. I'm very confused.
Accountability. No, dude, there is no mess. You don't know what an alpha is. You don't know what that is. You don't understand or comprehend what it is.
Here it comes, boys. Here it is. This is what we've been waiting for. You don't know game development, and he pulls out the trump card. It's an alpha. It's 2026. It's an alpha. And here's the thing, and this is let's let him speak a little bit, but I got a lot to say about this, and I'm curious what you guys think.
You feel like you're entitled to a playable game. I don't want a playable game. I want the features to be in as quickly as possible so that you can finally fix the bugs for real. Yes, exactly.
I have stated that in a not incredibly funny way so many times. So him and I are on the exact same page there. I also don't want a playable game right now. I want them to develop the game in terms of the game's design and what Star Citizen will be. But the way he says it is hilarious. So that's going to be a TV sound, 100%. I don't want a playable game or whatever. But let's let him keep going and see if he goes in on the alpha stuff a little bit more, and then I'll make some comments. Because this community may be ignorant, but I don't think they're ignorant to this, right?
Exactly. You're fucking ignorant. It doesn't matter how long the game is in alpha.
Yes, it does.
So what? So here's what you want, bro. Let me get this straight. You don't want the game to have bugs, but at the same time, you want it to be done sooner than 15 years. No, the reason why it's taking this long to make it is because people like you who don't understand what you're playing. They have to fucking cater the game to you so that you can... No, you're entitled to a bare minimum experience to be able to get through the game so you can give them feedback on what they put in and help point out bugs. And then
I don't know what all these sounds are.
their job to go in and fix them whenever the fuck they damn well please. It don't matter what you think is easy or what needs to be done. They have to look at it at an objective point of view from their standpoint on what's important to fix now and what's not.
Death vortex.
Holy shit. Okay. But the backers are the ignorant ones. Yeah, SC Fanboy is
Your
greasy.
team won the orb.
The backers are ignorant ones, right? Why do, like, can we not, do we not have eyes? Are we blind to the fact that everything gets rushed at the last minute, every patch for the last 2 years minimum? Because there's the next ship sale, there's the next monthly
Match
bundle,
victory.
there's the next this, there's the next that. Are we blind to the fact that the reason that all these bugs exist and the game is not developed and it's taking 15 years is because it's this never-ending cycle of our game is shit, it's broken, and it's also not done, but we don't have enough money, so we have to sell another ship, so it doesn't get done, and it stays shit, and then it's just a never-ending fucking hamster wheel. You have to recognize that, right? Everybody in the community right now is expecting the patch late this week or early next week. Everybody is expecting that because they're seeing the ship sales being promoted all over the place for the Stinger. Not because the game is ready, not because it's in a good state, not because it's going to be fun, because they know CIG's MO right now. How the fuck do you not know at this point? I have no idea. So it's not that the backers are ignorant in this case, or you're ignorant and don't understand what an alpha is. It's been 15 years of the same hamster wheel, and they're Stingray, whatever the fucking, who cares? Another spaceship that doesn't fucking matter, that all it does is hurt the game and not help it in reality. But again, CIG has gotten on this hamster wheel that they cannot get off. I'm not saying stop ship sales and the game will get better. It'll die. The game will instantly die. Of course it won't get better. But you have to recognize the hamster wheel that we're on, and you can't point blame and call people dumb for not understanding what an alpha is, because they do. Best example, War Dogs just came out with a closed alpha, right? Everybody is praising it. I did not play it, but I can guarantee you that War Dogs closed alpha playtest was more enjoyable than the current state of Star Citizen. Guarantee. Also, many people in this community have played other early access games, and they are not ignorant because they have expectations created from real dev studios that are not a ship sale company with, that are making a single player game that you can't see with this other game that they don't really care that much about, but it's made them shit tons of money to make the single player game for now that hopefully they care about later, right? The other thing is, imagine saying you don't understand alphas or you don't understand game development when most game development companies in their alpha and in their beta stages do what? They do open weekends, closed alpha weekends. They let you play it for a little while, and they don't leave the servers up, and then they take it down. They go to work hard on all of the feedback that they got, all of the bugs that they found, and then they put another one out. They put out another weekend where you could try it and play it for a little while, give feedback. They get more information. They do more. You get to see the game, all the work that they put their heads down on, and then they do it again. And then when you hit beta, maybe it stays up a little bit longer. So who doesn't understand what an alpha is? Or who doesn't understand what a live service is? Right? CIG. Who's the ignorant one here? Who's the one getting played? All the backers are getting played by CIG because they're keeping the servers up that have the ships that you paid real money for because they have to. Only one person is saying my mic is dying, so I'm assuming it's him. Just refresh the stream. I don't think anybody else is saying my mic is dying. If it is, let me know. But to me, that is the problem. Okay? Of all of his comments here, is gamers aren't ignorant. Gamers are not ignorant at all, okay? They know what early access is. They know what a live service is. They know what an alpha is because they've played it. They've done it with every other game. Now, sure, is Star Citizen scope, scale, all this stuff way bigger? Yes. Is some of that ridiculous and gone too far? I believe so. Like Fred is saying in chat, the funding model was a deal with the devil, and you can't get out of this deal anymore, right? You can't. It's over. Like, this is it. The game's not dead. The game's not necessarily going to die yet because people keep buying it, but we're going to stay on the hamster wheel, and you can't get off of it because if you do, the whole company dies, right? Unless Squadron 42 sells 1 billion copies, the whole company's going to die. So it just doesn't matter. Somebody tell Verse Warrior to refresh. He can't hear me clearly. So, yeah, that's all that I want to say about that. Well, actually, no, I want to say more about that. Because, again, CIG, it's an alpha when when people are angry about it, and this guy is, like, acting like he works at the company or something, needs to defend it. You don't need to defend this. You just need to be, like, honest or whatever about what's actually going on. And like most companies, they'll open up an alpha, they'll shut the servers down, they'll get to work, they'll open up another one, right? And then we've all played early access live service games, so we have expectations from those games. So to say that you just, like, don't understand game development, you don't understand an alpha, I'm sorry. I have to be critical of that comment. It's stupid. It's just stupid. You said some really like good things in my opinion, but that one, I can't do it. That is not a defense for people who are frustrated about the state of Star Citizen. People are allowed to be frustrated. You're
Your
allowed to enjoy
team
yourself in the
claimed the
game,
orb.
and people are allowed to be frustrated. What I don't think is acceptable is calling people fucking stupid, ignorant, or all these things for not being any of them, right? For having every example out there in the world that's right in front of your eyes to let you know that,
incoming.
you know what, CIG is not perfect. That's it. This is how they treat Evo? Sometimes. Not always,
Your team
right?
won the
But
orb.
yeah, sure. They do it in Evo.
What features? What? I don't give a fuck. Me and Greasy get into it all over. Fuck Greasy. I don't give a.
See, Greasy's trolling. He says, I'm sending this clip to Greasy, and he just doesn't know, so this is so funny. This is such a Pepe laugh moment.
Fuck. No, man, this is. Please do, because now I finally get to talk to Greasy fucking point blank. You guys do not understand what you are playing. I'm fucking tired of like hearing this shit. It doesn't make any fucking sense. Like,
again, everybody understands, and everybody's expectations are set by actual game development studios who's released anything.
listen, as a content creator, you want to know what I'm sitting here thinking to myself? I hope CIG fucks up. You want to know why I pulled this shit up and why I went through every fucking line item on this?
I hope CIG fucks
It's
up.
because
okay?
I'm tired of defending them against ignorant people, and I want to find something to bitch about. And I thought, okay, maybe this is a good time. Let me watch this whole thing. I'm sitting here watching, and I'm like, what are people bitching about? The game's buggy. They made it through. That's all you're entitled to, is to get through. You want to know what I'm not entitled to? Like, when this goes live, or before it went live, I'm not entitled to get through. The first time I played it, I didn't get to get through. I didn't get to see the boss at the end because I played it the day that the shit hit the wave whatever, where everybody, no, where wave 1. Right? So
Okay.
I didn't get to complete it.
I mean, he's not wrong. Like, complaining about a PTU is kind of stupid, right? When it's on live, you have a lot more of a right to complain.
They got the opportunity to complete it and they died because they fucking suck. Like, they made shit decisions. They were just being whatever. Don't matter. I don't really care. Yeah, you can send it to whoever the fuck you want.
Claimed the orb.
He's crashing out so hard, dude. It's so funny, and the whole chat is SC fanboy. It's so funny.
I'm just tired of it, bro. Like, people just annoy the shit out of me. You're not entitled to a playable game. That's where you fucked up.
Yes, you are, dude. Yes, you are. Like, that's so
Enemy
ridiculous.
team
Because,
won
like,
the
their
orb.
lawyers did
Vortex
lawyer
is
speak and said that
incoming.
you backed, that you're pledged, and you're not a this. I don't give a fuck about that either. How about that, dude? You're entitled to your opinion. And if your opinion is you want them to play a game, that like make a game that's playable, you're entitled to that opinion. Say what, you're entitled to your opinion. I'm not saying you're not entitled to your opinion. But like when you say stupid
Round
shit
one.
or say anything on the internet, you're also entitled to get critiqued about your opinions. I get critiqued all the fucking time, and it hurts and it sucks. But you know what? Sometimes you learn from it, and sometimes it hurts. It is what it is.
Entitled to an alpha. This shit is not for everybody. It says that every time you buy something from the fucking store, but you skip it, you don't read it. Now,
Again, he's right. You are only entitled to an alpha, but CIG doesn't treat it that way. CIG treats it like a live service early access experience, but then call it an alpha whenever the community gets upset, right? But it's playable now, it's this, it's that. We're gonna the only content that they show on their video content is our intentions, not what you're playing. Because if they actually showed you what you were playing, you would never buy it. You would never get the alpha. Like, we're ignoring all of the things that CIG purposefully does. Vague posting about
Enemy
anything,
team claimed
about
the
what
orb.
the game is, right? So you create the idea in your head of what it is, right? Not anything else. The potentially fixed patch notes instead of actually confirming it, so on and so forth. There's tons of goofy things. They do this all the time. And just ignoring these decisions and these things, and like I think, like, I see corruption in the chat. Like, I think that's taking it over the line or like being a little bit excessive or whatever, right? That's one thing. But the other thing is like is the opposite of saying like you don't understand it. You're only entitled to shit. And it's like, no, you're not only entitled to shit, you're entitled to something better. And you're entitled to that opinion, to have it, right?
While ignoring their current game developers. You don't know what you're talking about, dude. Do you know how many features and shit that they've been building goes into Squadron 42 that also goes into live? What are we talking about?
What the fuck is he talking about? Because I'm still thinking back to 2023 when they told us we were going to get all this shit that we still don't have that would make our experience 10 times better than what we have now. What the fuck is he talking about? What came from Squadron 42 that has improved the game? The inventory? I certainly hope not. Lots of flight shit. Maybe. Has it improved it? I don't know. What am I missing here about this comment?
So what? You backed it. You backed it. You bought it, right? Like, you don't, it ain't like you go to the fucking website and they're like hiding the fact that there's fucking Squadron 42, right? So, like, at what point is it just like a grown-ass consumer just makes a fucking mistake? It's right here on the main page. Nobody's fucking hiding it. There's people that paid for this. I paid for this. I want my motherfucking...
Where is he? CIG works on Squadron 42 while taking money for SC is the comment that he is responding to. I'm like, what is this about? Okay.
Game. It's been a scam since day one, and you're a dumbass for fucking putting money into it and wasting your time coming in to tell other people who are enjoying playing the game that there's something wrong with them.
Yeah, I mean, he's right about that. Like, going to people that say that they enjoy the game and tell them that they shouldn't is fucking idiotic, right? I have no problem with anybody enjoying the game, but you're not enjoying... Show that you're enjoying the game right now. He's not. He's preaching to somebody who is unhappy with the game about why they're wrong, right? So the irony here is so fucking funny.
1% want Squadron 42. That's the stupidest shit I've ever heard in my life. By far, no. Maybe 50%.
Definitely not 50%. But yeah, most people don't even know it was there. We can always go back to Burks, who bought Star Citizen and had no idea Squadron 42 existed until he was a streamer for like 2 years.
Why don't you have your boy Greasy do a fucking poll on Twitter? See where that lands. It's fucking ignorant. Like, for me, here's the thing for me. I don't care about Squadron 42, but people paid for it. They need to fucking get it. If they at any time during the...
Okay, now here's the thing that we'll get to that I think might be a leak. Because we know that there was like an NDA that they signed and there was like more emails sent out to the creators and nobody has said shit.
The time where I've been maining this game since 2018, if they had any time decided, you know what, we're actually not going to make that, I'd be pissed. And the longer that they took to make that decision, the more pissed I'd be. So if it happened back in 2018, I'd be like, damn, that's kind of fucked up.
It did. It happened in 2014. It happened in 2016. It happened in 2018. It happened in 2020. And it's happening now.
Like, people paid for that, and you're not going to make...
The fuck are you talking about right now? You're going to be mad? You should be mad, but you know something. Right? You know... Yeah, are we forgetting answer the call, hold the line? What are we talking about? I'm so confused. He's talking about if they canceled it. Well, they may cancel the 2026 release date. Does he mean like cancel it entirely? Maybe I'm misunderstanding something here.
So like, this is the thing. This is the thing where it's like your criticism is fucking stupid because criticism is garbage without any sort of construction. So you're
the construction is that I want Star Citizen to be better, and I want them to focus on making the current experience better by both fixing bugs and by choosing features that don't highlight spaceships that you're willing to sell. The best example is literally what just happened. Nobody gives a fuck about refueling. Nobody fucking cares. Nobody was asking for it, and nobody was making Reddit posts. Nobody was saying, I want this gameplay. So many people were talking about other aspects of gameplay all over the place. You know, you could go look at history of Reddit or whatever Reddit posts from that period. Nobody's fucking talking about it for the last like 3 years. CIG decides we have a small refueling ship that we want to sell. All of a sudden, development time is spent to fix refueling, which again, you can't fix when the scale of the game is miles wide and nobody can get to you for 10 minutes because of quantum travel to refuel you. So the experience is unfun for the person being refueled. Might be fun for the refueler, unfun for the one being refueled. It has to be fun for both, right? But they went ahead and they spent dev time on something that is not making the game better. The arguments here are that dev time could have been spent more constructively making mining better, making crafting better, making salvaging better, making anything better, right? So it's like they mentioned ships are being worked on when a feature is being worked on, but it feels like the other way around, because it is the other way around, right? When you guys, it's so, you have to use your ears. When Jared speaks, you must listen, because you get little tidbits of how this shit actually works. When they talk about the schedule, guys, when Jared talks about the schedule on SCL last year, towards the end of last year, they talked about what ships were coming. And then they build the content around that stuff. This game is so very blatantly, for now, the only reason I'm still sticking around is hopefully Squadron 42 releases, investors get their payments, and money can kind of, and time and effort can go into Star Citizen, and because they have said the right things enough for me to think that they might actually understand what they need to do to make Star Citizen good. They don't want to put the effort into making it good, because Star Citizen right now, all it is a funding platform to ship Star Citizen. And you just got to look around. Everything is supporting the ship sales, not really supporting this overall cohesive experience that nobody's ever communicated at the company of what it actually is. And so when he says you don't know what you were backing, that's the funniest thing about that, is nobody fucking does. No one does.
You're mad at them because they decided to make this game fucking 13 years ago. Shut the fuck up. They started making the game 13 years ago. It was on the fucking page when you
14
bought it. That's on you, bro. That ain't on them. They've always been making it. As a matter of fact, it just came with the fucking game for a long time, and only within the last like 4 years did they separate it. So that's what you bought. I'm just here hanging out with my community. I ain't beholden to CIG.
Round one.
Yes, you are. And here's the thing. I get kicked out of a content creator program because of talking like this. By the way.
Sad, but hey, at least you have fun in Manchester? Yeah, bro. I've already said it publicly on Twitter. I'd rather experience the game here in my own fucking home. Potentially, I could probably play it with VR and everything. I'd rather be here. You want to know where I don't want to be to experience the game? Is sitting in their fucking studios playing their curated version of it, right? I'm just going to go there for the insight. I'm not going to enjoy playing the game. I'm going to enjoy playing when I get home, playing on my own computer.
That makes total sense. For anybody who is going to make a comment about that comment, I think is missing the point. It's like,
Enemy team
I've been waiting for many years. I want to play the game like in the comfort of my own home, enjoy it like I've enjoyed games my entire life. Games are cozy, games are comfortable, games are a safe space. Like, Yeah, I saw some people in Discord commenting about that. I think that's unfair.
Prepare for Greasy to get roasted. I roast that motherfucker on Twitter all the time.
Which is why he's in your chat riling you up, because he knows he's gonna get content from you.
Don't care. All of his people who
that account has been banned in this chat for like 5 years.
are like overly critical of the game could kiss my ass. Like
I kind of want to unban him now. Should I unban it?
Enemy team won the
you just said, you just walked in here and said that I will send this to the most cringe, overly critical backer or content creator out there.
AI slop posting.
Okay. I don't.
Dude, Greasy is legitimately funny sometimes. Right? He's talking about me.
Enemy
Probably.
team won the orb.
Yeah, no, we know SC Fanboy is Greasy. We know. We brought it up earlier. You never even heard of Greasy. If you're not on Twitter, you won't. And if you've just been like, oh, this account is just a troll, and you just like mute it, you'll never have known, right? But yeah, it's just funny.
Care, bro. I don't care. Anybody who like follows him and enjoys that type of content, type of shit, and the way he conducts himself on Twitter, I could care less, bro. I really don't give a shit. It's almost like telling me that like there's a bunch of high schoolers over in the corner over there making fun of me because my shoes or some shit. I don't give a flying fuck.
I'll keep this one to myself because it's just stupid.
I don't give a fuck at all.
Not relevant.
The entire community is on fire. No, it is not.
It's coming.
No,
I thought. Sorry, I think the leak, the leak, the potential leak is coming.
Nope, not at all.
3, 2,
I'm gonna be
1.
like Charlie though. Like it makes no sense, but I'll try and connect the dots.
Criticize Siege at all because you were invited to the VIP party. That's the stupidest shit I ever heard in my motherfucking life.
See, here's the thing. I'm kicked out. I think Cutlet's kicked out. What's his name? Eradicator keeps saying that he's been kicked out, but I don't think they pay attention to him. Tarada's been kicked out, and Astropub's been kicked out for criticizing the company. Yet you're going to this event even though you want to play the game at home. So if they were to release this demo at the same time or an hour later, 2 hours later, whatever, you're still going there because you feel that it benefits you in some way, shape, or form.
Your team
And
won the
if you
orb.
acted like this all the time, which I doubt he does, or you act like me, you wouldn't be going. So you defend the company and you do those things because you want to gain from it. Like, that's my assumptions here. We know what happens when you make assumptions, right? I don't want to put words. I hate when people put words in my
Death
mouth.
Vortex.
But
Your team
the
claimed the orb.
the perspective that I'm having on this is when you say I'm not beholden to CIG. Yes, you fucking are. If you're based on everything you just fucking said about how I'm going there for the insight. Well, you don't get the insight that you want to get if you act a certain way, right? That is very obvious now. You don't get that. I'm not going to get that insight because I acted the way that I did. Again, I'm not saying I deserve to go. I'm not saying that I'm better than these other people. I think some of the choices that they've made for people sets a precedent that will be, this is the way you have to behave. You either have to be a giant backer, a good content creator, or a dick sucker, right? But you cannot be critical at all.
And look, I don't have. Why are you here? Why did you choose to come here? That's
2,
what. That's
1.
For this, dude, for this crash out. That's
the question
why.
I have. Like, what made you choose here? You were just going down the list. You put that same shit in chat to see, like, bait people into like a fucking argument. No, I don't care about their party. I don't care. It's gonna cost me fucking thousands of dollars, and I'm gonna miss my 10-year wedding anniversary with my wife because I decided to make content for a game that happens to have this fucking release party for their game on my 10-year wedding anniversary.
Dude is missing his 10-year wedding anniversary to go QA test Squadron 42 for this fucking cloud company, dude. But then, yeah, he says release party.
Your team claimed the orb.
Right? So let's listen to that again. Dude's missing his 10-year anniversary because he thinks it's something. Why does he think it's something? Do they know something?
10-year wedding anniversary with my wife.
Hold on.
Like bait people in the. I don't care about their party. I don't care. It's gonna cost me fucking thousands of dollars, and I'm gonna miss my 10-year wedding
Calls it a party.
Anniversary with my wife because I decided to make content for a game that happens to have
Nobody knows anything? Sure, Spooner.
this fucking release party for their game on my 10-year wedding anniversary. Right? So you want to know?
So he says release party for their game, stuff like that. It's like, what do you know? Maybe you knew something. You should have said that.
Enemy
What?
team won the orb.
If I get there and this game is going to be...
Spooner, let me speculate, man. Let me be Charlie. I want to put the red dots to the thing on the map. Okay? He says release party. Leave me alone here. All right? In the end, Spooner's probably giving us some information that they haven't actually signed anything yet. But I want to have some fun here, okay? Maybe we're getting some info. I want to see if there's some info. I want to try and connect the dots. Maybe we're getting some info.
Released within a couple motherfucking weeks. Like if I get there and I'm finding out that I'm just gonna have a little demo like the one that we already seen, right? There's gonna be some motherfucking furniture moving around there. There's gonna be some motherfucking furniture moving. Tune in to the channel because I'm gonna be like, wait a minute. So what was the whole reason for us being here? Like, why did I spend $2 grand? Why is my wife at home on our wedding anniversary if the game's not ready to be released?
I think that's where it ends, right? So his expectations for some reason is that he thinks it's a release party. So maybe he knows something, maybe he doesn't, right? What I heard, your wife, your prom, don't make comments about people's wives. That has nothing to do with anything. Now, my wife doesn't, me and my wife can't remember what our anniversary is. It's either like a low-end restaurant and just talked, right? We don't do big things. So I didn't think she would care, but she would. But to me, it's like, does he know something here at the end? Because he's putting a lot of weight into this. Maybe, maybe not. But nobody got to say yes to going to this while knowing what it was. But then we know that there was more information sent to them of some kind that nobody has spoken about. They've gotten very quiet, all the other creators, about this stuff. So, yeah. But in the end, the reason I watch this is because I can't handle the people in this community that their way of defending that they're enjoying themselves. Go ahead and enjoy yourself. But understand that other people may not, and they also paid money. And this is also open development, and everybody is allowed to speak their opinions. And we could talk and argue about why I think you're wrong and why. But in the end, it's so very obviously clear that Star Citizen can be fun, but it's also shit. And it's also unacceptable that it's in this state after this long, after every claim that has been made over the last 14 years. So if somebody's frustrated, they're allowed to speak their mind about it. If somebody thinks that they have been wronged by CIG, they're allowed to feel that way. Because there are countless things that you could point at with Chris Roberts going on camera and saying some dumb fucking shit that never happened. We have 35 clips of Jared saying some dumb shit that isn't fair, that is just always commenting and putting down people's opinions about their frustrations. Right? I think everyone has too high expectations. That is so fair too, right? So lots of people expect every single time that they play Star Citizen for it. I think we made a comment the other day of everybody expects
Death vortex
everything
approaching.
that CIG does to be this groundbreaking new experience. That's an unfair expectation to have. Chris Roberts hasn't even set that expectation, right? So that's a thing that happens all the time too. But we can have arguments where we don't ignore the obvious. And that's like, you could call people idiots. I do it all the time. But we can't keep ignoring the obvious in the room. That Star Citizen has really cool things, has tons of potential, can be fun at times, but it is also absolute dog shit, right? Yeah, like cherry picking little things to say you don't understand what an alpha is when we have 500,000 examples of what an alpha is, what a live service is, what an early access live service is, and CIG combines all of those into one to get you to buy spaceships. Like,
Fight.
it's goofy. So, in the end, very funny thing to crash out, to see this crash out, in my opinion. I wanted to share with you guys. I don't fucking care about anything anymore. I just want to laugh. And if the game isn't giving me any content, at least the community is. So, and what I mean by content is not content for my YouTube channel. It's just content to consume and find funny. I had no plans of actually sharing this with you guys until I watched it with myself and was dying laughing and thought it was so funny and was like, well, I can't not share this with you guys. It's too good. But yeah, with that, the big thing is let me know what you think about the whole alpha comments. That's the big one for me, because many of you have played other alphas. Many of you have played other closed betas and things like that, right? And like, do we actually know what an alpha is? And is CIG doing something different? And are we fair to be frustrated at times? I think we are, but you might not be.
Enemy team won the orb. Death vortex approaching. team claimed the orb. Your team claimed the orb. The death vortex is incoming.